project, it's no one person. It's a venue. It's a media venue. A place that has graciously, I might add, given us a platform to share information with all of you. But Freedom Reigns is not responsible for what we say and for what we share with you. And I beg you, do not ever take my word for anything. Go look it up. Go do your own homework. Please start learning. If you have to, start spending time at your library. My grandma used to tell me something when I was little that was probably the most important thing anybody ever said to me in my entire life. And that was, Teri, everything you ever want to know about anything in this universe is written in a book somewhere. It's your job to find it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So all of your questions, it's your job to find those answers.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Sue, do you have anything you want to add?
Well, I just want people to, we're going to have a show on common law. We're going to have shows on more community support. And Teri, I think, did you say at one time you were going to start doing some shows on the Constitution and founding documents?
Yes, and Tuesday will be my first one, and that's going to focus on the origins, purpose, meaning, and the relevance today of the militia.
Awesome. That sounds like it'll be very enlightening, very interesting.
So
sorry,
all
guys.
of these things should help us learn how to be free, how to live under common law, and how to learn to get out of this pattern the government has put us in with problem, reaction, solution.
Well, for instance, you know, a lot of people out there in radio land, and it's not their fault, because remember, I already mentioned, we've been lied to and indoctrinated, and they've taken over the whole public education system many, many, many years ago. But there are things that are going to just totally disappear when we're restored back to our lawful constitution and common law that you don't even think of as wrong. Okay? For instance, if you go slip on the ice on your neighbor's porch and you break your leg, you don't get to sue him. You should have been responsible enough to watch what you were doing, and you knew the ice was there. It's 6 below. Use your head. You're a grown-up. If you have children, were you watching them? Or did you let them just run off that porch and fall and crack their head? Okay? Common law means unless there is a deliberately harmed, flesh and blood human being, there is no crime. No more tort claims, no more massive lawsuits for silly things like that stupid woman with a cup of coffee from McDonald's, or the one who was breaking into a bar in Detroit because she didn't want to pay the cover charge, so she tries to sneak in through the bathroom window in the alley, slips on a trash can, falls through the window and knocks out all her teeth, sues the bar, and wins millions of dollars. That is ridiculous, and those kind of things will stop. The court system, as you know it, will cease to exist. Those are admiralty and commerce courts. They are not common law constitutional courts. That is not the law in our land. Those are corporate rules and statutes designed to line their pockets.
Right.
All of that goes away. And with it comes great responsibility. Why? Because now you've got to watch what you're doing on an icy day, because you don't get to blame your neighbor when you fall down those steps because you were wearing flip-flops.
Yep.
It takes great responsibility to be free. And I'm frightened, actually, that the American people are not ready to be free.
Mhm. I know. I see that more and more, and it's really, it is frightening.
We saw it in Russia. Those poor people, they have been under oppression for hundreds and hundreds of years. They've never been free. And all of a sudden, they're free, and they're like, how do we do this? They didn't even understand free market, you know, how to open a business, start a business, hire some employees, treat people fairly. They had no concept. So what happens? Corporate America goes in and teaches them how to build a McDonald's. You have to understand what it means to be free and the great responsibility that comes with it.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Sue, did you want to add anything more on this?
We won't need driver's licenses, but we're still going to have to be responsible enough to teach our teenagers how to drive without killing each other.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That'll never stop.
Right. We still have to be adult enough to understand that, you know, traffic rules, we need traffic rules of some kind to keep from killing each other inadvertently. Common sense comes in.
Yeah, and everybody in your community is going to have to work together to get that done, because nobody's going to be telling us anymore how to do it. There's not going to be
or that we have to.
Community. Yeah, or that we have to. The people will decide in that community, county, state, whatever, what's good for them, because they all have different problems and different issues to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, so you know, the everyday life is different here in Georgia than it is in North Dakota.
Right, exactly. What's happening over there in Georgia really has no effect on what's happening with me and my county here in Mississippi.
Exactly.
It's up to me to find out what is wrong, where is the problem at, and it's up to me to work on fixing that problem here in my area, as it is you, Teri, for your area, Sue, you, up there in your state where you live. I
suggest everybody play the what-if game. Everybody out there. What if tomorrow you get up tomorrow and all of these unfair, ridiculous laws are just gone? Okay? You don't need a driver's license. You can't get a speeding ticket. Nobody's going to sue you. All of these stupid things, like you don't have to wear a helmet and ride a bicycle. I don't know how we all survived. But all those things go away. All of these silly rules and regulations that have been put on you your entire life are just gone tomorrow. What do you do? What is it that you want to see in your community that you feel would be fair, equitable rules and laws that you would like to see enacted just to keep everybody safe and protected without violating their individual rights? How would you structure your local government if everything dissolved tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. And never let it go out of your mind that you must think we, not I. Well, I'd like to have this, or I'd like to have that. No, it should be we should have this and we should have that for this or that reason for the protection of this or that reason. And see what you come up with. Write it down. You'd be surprised if you open your mind and you keep it fair to where you have to think about the good of everybody in your community, regardless of their race or sex or age, where they came from. You'd be surprised how much your answers will be similar with other people in your community.
Mm-hmm. Teri, somebody asked in the chat room, what books do you recommend for people to start reading to begin learning about common law?
I would not be the one to ask about learning about common law. Okay, I'm not an expert on common law. However, there are a few of them out there. One I would recommend, go to Angela Stark's website. I'm trying to think of the name of her website. Anybody who knows it, please put it in the chat site. Constitution Man is over there. And he could give you a list of really good reading materials on the subject of common law. So I'm sure there's somebody in the chat site who knows.
Well, I know that above
My Private Audio
is a good place to go. But My Private Audio?
That's what it is, Deatra. It's
okay.
myprivateaudio.com.
Okay. Also,
and up at the top, you'll see the links for Constitution Man.
Okay. Also, I have seen there's myprivateradio.com also. But I noticed that David has put some links also in there on his blog. He's got a lot on common law.
Oh, good. I forgot David was in the wings here tonight.
Yes, David is in the wings with us. He's in the chat room. And then Chris will also be doing Sunday shows. He will pick up next Sunday, and he will be teaching on common law. He's kind of been our common law advisor.
And Google constitutional courts. You know, there are some in this country. Maybe not in your neighborhood.
Right.
You need to Google that subject. And there are people out there who can help you learn how to instigate that in your county. Because that's what we're going to need.
Right. Right.
And remember, another thing that goes away when we are restored to our rightful Constitution and the original Bill of Rights up to the real and original 13th Amendment, one of the things that goes away is lawyers.
Yeah.
The Bar Association, that is a foreign entity, and it goes bye-bye. And those people don't know anything about common law anyway. All they study, they don't even study the law. They study procedure and deceit and trickery.
Right.
You don't need deceit and trickery under common law.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Exactly. The basis of common law is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Because the only way there's a crime that is prosecutable is if there is a deliberately harmed flesh and blood human being. Mm-hmm. Without that, there's no crime. So think about all those non-crime so-called criminals that are now in prison. People that are in prison for traffic-related things, for tax-related issues, all of those things that aren't even crimes. And they're doing years in prison just to line the bankers' pockets through the prison industry. Imagine that all that goes away. All these non-crime crimes.
Right.
That don't even exist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.